power is rarely taken. More often, it is surrendered. And the most dangerous losses happen quietly, without resistance, without awareness. A man does not wake up one day powerless. He teaches people how to treat him through habits that feel reasonable in the moment. Polite habits, harmless habits, habits that seem mature but slowly drain authority. The Stoics understood this deeply. They did not obsess over domination, intimidation, or force. They studied behavior. They observed what men tolerated, what they reacted to, and what they felt compelled to explain. Power, they knew, is not announced. It is revealed. Today we will uncover 9 ways weak men give away power without noticing. These are not insults. They are signals. And once you see them, you cannot unsee them. The first is over-explaining. The moment you explain more than necessary, you shift the balance. You turn an action into a debate. You invite opinions from people who were never meant to have a vote. Marcus Aurelius warned that truth does not require defense. A man who is solid in his judgment acts and remains still. A weak man acts and immediately scans the room for reassurance. Explanation is often not clarity. It is anxiety wearing logic as a disguise. The second is reacting emotionally to disrespect. Anger feels powerful, but it is usually a confession. It tells the other person they found a lever. Raised voices, defensive posture, visible irritation all communicate the same thing. You touch something fragile. Epictetus taught that no one can harm you without your cooperation. The man who reacts gives control away instantly. Calm denies the reward. Calm ends the test. The third is being too available. Availability feels generous, but excess availability signals low value. When you answer immediately, rearrange your life easily, or never create distance, you teach others that your time is unstructured. Power is not about being busy. It is about being deliberate. Men with purpose move on schedules that do not bend for convenience. Scarcity creates respect. Structure creates gravity. The fourth is tolerating small boundary violations. Power is rarely lost through one large act of disrespect. It erodes through small allowances. A joke you let slide, a comment you ignore, a request that crosses a line. Each time you remain silent when correction is needed, you train others to push further. The Stoics believed discipline is built in moments that seem insignificant. Boundaries enforced early prevent humiliation later. The fifth is seeking validation through agreement. When a man adjusts his opinions to avoid friction, he trades integrity for comfort. He becomes predictable, manageable, easy to move. Seneca warned that the man who needs consensus will always be ruled by it. Respect does not come from harmony. It comes from coherence. You do not need to argue your beliefs. You need to live them consistently. At this point, something should feel uncomfortable. That discomfort is awareness. Awareness is the beginning of control. If this way of seeing behavior sharpens how you interpret interactions, then you already understand the value of staying close to this mindset. The men who benefit most from these ideas are not the loudest. They are the most honest with themselves. The sixth is revealing plans too early. Weak men announce intentions. Strong men produce outcomes. When you speak before acting, you invite opinion, doubt, and interference. The Stoics warned against this, not because secrecy is noble, but because unfinished work is fragile. Words create pressure. Silence protects momentum. Ambition explained becomes performance. Ambition executed becomes authority. The seventh is apologizing without necessity. Apologies carry weight. When used correctly, they show character. When overused, they signal submission. Saying sorry for taking space, for holding standards, for existing comfortably in a room, slowly erodes presence. A man who apologizes without cause teaches others to expect concession. Responsibility is strength. Excess apology is weakness. The eighth is allowing others to rush you. Urgency is one of the most effective control tactics. When someone forces speed, they control the frame. Weak men comply because they fear discomfort or delay. Strong men slow the moment down. They pause. They observe. They choose their pace deliberately. Control over tempo is control over outcomes. The man who cannot slow down cannot lead. The ninth is explaining self-respect. The moment you justify your standards, you lower them. Respect is not negotiated, it is demonstrated. A man who lives by clear principles does not argue for his value. Others adjust automatically. Epictetus taught that character speaks even when the mouth is closed. When you explain why you deserve respect, you place yourself beneath judgment. If you recognize these habits in yourself, do not feel exposed. Feel informed. Power is not reclaimed through aggression. It is reclaimed through restraint, through fewer words, through fewer reactions, through fewer permissions given away unconsciously. Leave a comment with the one habit you have noticed most often. Awareness shared strengthens discipline. The Stoics never chased dominance over others. They sought mastery over themselves. They understood that power grows when reactions shrink, when explanations stop, when boundaries are enforced quietly. The world is loud, opinions are endless, judgment is constant. The man who remains steady in this environment is the man who understands restraint. When you stop leaking power, something changes. People interrupt less. They test you less. They project strength where there is calm. Silence creates gravity. Consistency creates authority. You do not need to demand respect when your behavior already commands it. True strength is quiet, and the strongest men are often the least explainable.